Billy Barratt, welcome to An Actor Despairs. How are you doing, man?
Yeah, I'm good, man. How are you?
I'm good, man. It's so great to connect with you. It's a wild thing to see bring her back and then connect with you because that is a crazy movie. And
Hmm.
you're such an awesome actor, man. Like the career you're
Oh,
carving out
thank
for
you.
yourself.
Thank you.
I would give anything to have been 18 at your age and where you're at. And you're so great at what you do. And it's a real honor to have you here today, man.
Oh, dude, I appreciate that. That's very kind of you. Yeah, I mean, it was so much fun working on that film. So, yeah, it was a good time, which usually means it's an easy work environment, and I have the right people around me to just sort of focus on the character, which sometimes, it can be harder to do that. But the vibe on this set was so good. So,
I'm
yeah.
excited to hear more about that when we get there. But if it's cool with you and all my audience knows, I started at the beginning. So where did you grow up?
So I grew up in a place called Hackney in
Hackney.
East
Okay.
London.
Yeah, I know it well.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah. Okay, good. Yeah, it's a good area. It's one of the best areas, I'd say, in London. But
Still home.
yeah. I
Amazing.
moved to a different part of Hackney. Um, but Hackney's still Hackney, but and another good thing, all my friends still live there, so
Oh,
we're like
amazing.
right in the middle all together. It's good. But
Wh-
so yeah, I grew up on there's this place called Columbia Road, which is not far from maybe like 2 blocks from Bethnal Green. That's a well-known one, like
Okay.
Bethnal Green Road. So that's yeah, it was there. Then I sort of moved up this road called Queensbridge Road, which just takes you sort of further through Dalston. It's just one road through
Wow.
Dalston from through Hackney, sorry. Um, and we eventually got to a place called Dalston, which is like sort of verging Hackney. And
Is that like London suburbs then? Or
no. I think like Hackney's probably smack bang in East London. Like oh God, who would you know? Did you ever see that film Legend?
yeah,
So Ronnie and Reggie Kray, they're from Bethnal Green.
got
So
it.
like East London,
Tom
that's
Hardy, right?
that stuff. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
like
yeah.
it's just it's like Hackney. Like Hackney's
Talk to
yeah.
me about growing up there, like with that proximity to London culture. Like, was that a big part of your childhood going into like, I don't know, whether it be Soho and all the different cool neighborhoods? Like, what was it
Oh
like?
yeah, man. Yeah. I mean, I'm lucky because, like I said, my friends all still live there. So we sort of like um we've sort of done everything together and haven't really had that moment of like, oh, he's gone over there and he's become a bit distant or he's done this. Like we're all still really close. So we've all grown up together. And in Hackney is like a really great place to do it, I think, because you've just got so much to do. And
Yeah,
also it's just so close to everything, like Soho. I mean, I only really started going to Soho maybe last year
got
because
it.
you can't really go to Soho. There's not much to do there if you haven't, if you're
Not,
not allowed in.
yeah, totally.
But
Well, what did you like? Talk to me early childhood. Were you growing up playing music? Like, are your parents artists?
yeah, so I mean I think I got my first guitar when I was like 12, but then I didn't really touch it. So
Wow.
like it was just there for like 2 years and then
What were you listening to at that time? Do you remember? Like, what
oh probably some really like shit music, I don't know. Like just something really bad. But then I remember I think the first song I learned on guitar actually was Smells Like Teen Spirit because it's like power chords and it's easy. It's just
Yeah,
like, it's what everyone needs to learn. And then I think my stepdad at the time taught me that. And then that sort of, I just carried on learning as much as I could on guitar. So I guess, yeah, like I've been sort of surrounded by people that know how to play music and have played music. My dad's a mix engineer. My mum was in a band back in the day. Uh,
amazing.
yeah, like music's always been there. Um, and yeah, I think like I mean, you want to talk really young. Like when I was like 7 is when I got into the acting stuff.
Talk to me
Um,
about that. That's such an
so
interesting
that
age to get into it.
yeah, I mean, like you have no idea what you're doing. And to be honest, sometimes I still feel like I have no idea what I'm doing. But
Me
like,
either, dude.
yeah, 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 yeah. I mean, that's the industry, isn't it? But
Yeah.
when I was 7, I think I got put in this like flashback scene, and it was our like 11th 11-year anniversary of the film the other day, and I remember we went to the cinema and we watched it.
What film was it?
It's called To Dream,
To
and
Dream.
it's like this sort of independent movie about it's based in East London, and it's about these two best mates who get themselves in trouble all the time, and they've got this idea that they're going to move away and outside of London, and they're going to move together. But then one of them's like he kind of wants to stay, and then I think there's a lot of love involved between different people, and that usually ends up with like chaos. So I mean, it's yeah, it was a really it's a good I think it's a good film, and but it was the first film that I ever was in, so I have to like respect the shit out of it,
Yeah.
you
How
know.
was that experience? You remember it when you
Yeah, I
got
do. Like I learned the basics, like the basics on that film because it was I was so young and it was the
you had
first thing I
dialogue?
no dialogue
Wow.
or
Wow.
anything. It was like flashback scenes, and I remember sort of looking at the camera, and I forget the guy's name, but the guy that was playing my dad, he was just like uh, you can't look into the lens. Don't look into the lens and try not to blink too much. And um, there was a few tips and tricks, all the
Yeah.
very very basic shit. And I learned all of that on that film set. And so, and then also that was the place that my mum saw how much I loved being in front of the camera and was like, well, let's try this. Let's try and further this. So.
Wow. What do you remember kind of like after leaving that you did really enjoy it and you wanted to keep pursuing
Yeah,
it?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, it was. I mean, clearly, I haven't.
Yeah, totally. Dumb question. But what do
But
you remember what the steps were? Like what the next step in your career was? Did you start a class? Did you get an
yeah.
agent?
So my mum took me to a place called Sylvia Young Theatre School, um, and they have an agency there, and I'm still on that agency. But yeah, I remember we went in and like did an audition, and they called me back, and they said, "Hey, we'd love to have you on the agency," and I was like, "Don't know what that means, but great, thanks."
Yeah.
And then, because you're so young, you don't know what anything is. And then I think like maybe like a month after being in the agency, I got my first job. No, I
Was
think
that Mr.
so.
Selfridge or
Yeah, 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 it was.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah. Fuck yeah, you know more than I do.
How was
Yeah,
that? Would you remember it? You did like
I,
four
I,
episodes,
I,
right?
I remember. I remember days on that set. I mean, I remember one time there was like, I wanted to hold the camera, but obviously I couldn't hold the camera because I was so young and I would have just dropped it.
Yeah.
But I've gone up to the camera when it was on like a, um,
Dolly or
on
whatever.
a dolly,
Yeah.
yeah, on one of the stands, and it's locked in, so I can't drop it or anything. And I put my eye on the lens thing, and I remember just it was hot in there, so like I get it. This lens smelt so much. This eyepiece, sorry, smelt so much. It was so bad. I could not, I couldn't. This is what I remember from my Miss Selfridge days. I couldn't, I couldn't look through the lens anymore. It was fucked. Anyway, I remember seeing the cameraman, and I was looking at him, and I had a feeling that he kind of knew, and I was like, yeah,
Touche, man. Touche.
yeah, 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 yeah.
Did you learn a
But
lot of, was that your first like major dialogue, doing that? And it's a
there
period
was there
piece
was some
too,
dialogue.
right?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it wasn't loads, but I remember meeting Jeremy Piven on that, and he was really cool. Like
Yeah,
he's a cool guy. He's um
totally.
yeah, he's like a notoriously cool guy. So yeah, I mean, And I remember he was very funny. I don't remember anything he said, but yeah, it was nice.
I
And
love that.
who else was? Yeah, yeah. Anyway,
And then while you were doing that, were you still in your primary school and still going to school? Or were you doing like on
yeah,
set? You
yeah,
were.
yeah, yeah, yeah. But it was good because I was getting time off school. So,
Yeah.
you know, anything. You'll do anything for time off school. And so yeah, I mean, filming was a lot of fun, but also really handy
I
when you're that young, you know.
I love that, man. And for that, for you, do you feel like that was like a really good training ground to kind of learn like kind of your film school boot camp, if you will, you know?
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, I guess it was. Um, you learn so much off of set. I think more off of, you learn more on set than you do at
School.
film
Yeah,
school. Yeah,
totally.
arguably. I mean, like you're working with people that have been doing it for years and they're actually doing it. You know, they're actually making the films, and so it's like, you couldn't ask for better teachers. Yeah. So.
Did that booking for you start to change the landscape a little bit then? Did you start going in for bigger and bigger roles after that?
Yeah, I think my next job was another TV role. It was with Jodie Comer, and it was like before her sort of Killing Eve massive success. It was like
Wow.
this thing called The White Princess, and we shot that in Bristol, um, which I hadn't been back to until I just finished another series there recently, and it was so nice going back. But yeah, anyway, we shot The White Princess there and in Wales, and it was like, sort of really, really olden days. It was like before Henry the Eighth days. So it was like, yeah.
Wow.
Um, and filming in those castles was pretty insane as well. I do remember those. This is really nice because I'm sort of going on a
Yeah,
memory.
I love that,
Like,
man.
I'm
Ta-
hearing it and stuff.
t-
And there was a lot of sword fights and horse riding and like it was great.
was that amazing? I mean, especially because like what, you must have been like 12, 13 at the
Yeah,
time, you know?
but not even. I think I was like
Wow.
9 or 10.
So you got
Yeah.
to like play by literally playing with the real thing versus like doing it in your
Ah,
imagination, you
I
know?
mean, it was exactly. Yeah. And I remember, right, I was literally on the horse and I was just like, it was the best thing that, a kid could ask for. It's like, yeah, I think young, really, really young actors get the best fucking, it's like the best job for a young kid. You get like, you get to play, you get to do playtime all the
Yeah.
time. It's amazing and it's so realistic as well.
Talk to me about your headspace at that time, like working in that capacity. Were you aware, like, how big of a scale it was, like to be booking that kind of work at your age?
No, no idea. I had no idea. Like, I don't think you see people get really excited about it and like, oh my God, you got it. Like, you got the job.
Yeah.
But, I think I remember when I first found out about getting the White Princess. This isn't because I didn't want to be in it. Like, of course I wanted to be in it, for working. It's great. But I was so young. It was like 8-year-old me, 9-year-old me. And like, I'm sat on the sofa. I remember this. And my mum comes in. She's like, hey, remember that one where you got really excited because you get to ride the horses and stuff? You got the job. And I'm just like playing Minecraft or some shit. And I'm just like, nice. And then, I had no idea what she was talking about. And then suddenly, 3 weeks later, I'm in a car on the way to Bristol to learn how to ride a horse or to learn how to shoot a bow and arrow.
Wow.
Like you don't know what's going on. You're just being told what to do. But it was so much fun. It was so good.
I love that, man. And then as you started kind of aging up, the role start to change from like, being a young kid into like teenage roles? Like you got nominated for an Emmy, right?
Mm.
Like,
Yeah, that role was the first role I think the whole like the whole sort of not I not I understanding of the industry, I'd say. The
mm,
whole, yeah, yeah, that's where I really got my understanding of like how important film is and how to actually connect with a character and how to, sort of understand, um, like, sorry, one second. Understand just how a film can impact someone's life, you know? Um, and so working on that film was insane, because I just remember the people around me were just full steam ahead of like just support
Yeah.
in the performance and everything, because it was a heavy film as well. That
Yeah.
was my first film where I was like, this is this is like not affecting me, but like it would have affected me if I didn't have those people around me, you know?
And did any of those people, because I don't know if this is as common. I've spoken to a lot of British actors and everyone's different, but in America, like a big thing that we have here are acting coaches. And when you're,
Yeah.
a young teen and you're doing like a pretty fucking meaty role, did you have anyone help you kind of tap into that psychology of that character, or like what was your approach to diving in?
Yeah, was it Miranda Harker? Yeah. So on Responsible Child, I did have an acting coach, um, and her name was Miranda Harcourt, and that I think she only helped us in pre-production, but it gave us the like, man, this is such a trip. It gave us the like um Ray and his brother to sort of it gave us the opportunity to like break the ice and sort of allowed us to make that sort of brother to brother relationship. So yeah, and especially when you're working in such like chaotic, like it's so high energy and tension all the time on set, because you've got this stepdad that's like trying to kill us all the time, and then
Yeah.
you've got like this mum who's like just, she doesn't. We're looking after her. She's not looking after us, and then also, like just rotting away in your bedroom when shit doesn't have to be done, in the dark, just playing video games all the time, and then seeing your older brother, melting down and like getting mentally and physically fucked. Like yeah, all of that was so chaotic and crazy. And I think, you know, the brother to brother relationship, when that, when we actually managed to like get that, it was great, because when all of this shit's happening, it was me and him,
Yeah.
Um, and I think that's, yeah, it got captured on camera, which is good.
What was your process like at that time for like, shooting such intense stuff and then kind
Yeah.
of leaving it during the day? Was that hard for you to like go to
Yeah,
those?
I think for me it was like in between takes, just be a kid, just
Yeah.
enjoy yourself and have a laugh. And then, because I think when you're constantly in that mindset of like, I've got to be sad, I've got to be depressed, or, I need to get the tears built, or I need to do this, when you're in there all day, not just, 20 takes of one shot, you've got to do every fucking angle. So it's that one scene for the
8 hours. Yeah.
you're an
Yeah.
actor,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
crazy. It's you know, yeah, it's insane. So having I think just being a kid in between takes, it can actually, help you get into that
Mhm.
uh mindset again. Because if you're not constantly depressed or whatever, you're going to capture it when you suddenly become in that mind, that state
Yeah.
of mind again. It's I don't know how to, if I'm explaining
No,
it.
you're explaining it incredibly
So,
well. I mean, when that movie wrapped, was that like, did you have an awareness of what was captured, or was it not until it started to, you go to screenings or festivals when it was coming out that you were like,
mm.
oh wow, this is something.
Yeah, I wasn't aware at the time we were shooting, but like then um when it came out, I remember, I no, because I saw it, actually. I saw it in Soho, somewhere in Soho, for the first time, and I remember watching it in this room, and this is before it's like released and everything. And I just like looked at Nick Holt, the director. I was just like, dude. And I was bored. I was crying. I was really crying because like I was. It's a fucking sad story.
Yeah.
So yeah, like I remember watching it for the first time and I was like, wow, that is really powerful. And then I heard that it like changed one of the laws in England, and I was
Wow.
like, that's what film can do.
Yeah, it's
Like
immortal, man.
it's it can impact people in such a way, that it can change, fucking the course of history. Do you know what I mean? It's
And,
great.
and it did. And what was it like for you, being so young, then having to like the process of once it's done, then like, selling the movie, going on a tour, like how important awards nominations become
Mm.
into helping other, countries discover the movie. Was that a lot of
Yeah.
pressure for you?
Nah, I didn't really. I don't think I did like tons of press for Responsible Child. Um, I think the most amount of press I've done actually is probably on Bring Her Back.
Wow.
But yeah, I mean, like, there's bits and bobs, but it wasn't like a really high, like, sort of,
Yeah.
you've got to be there, you've got to be doing this.
Dakota Fanning style, totally.
Yeah, it wasn't like that. It was just yeah,
But
it was what it was.
but
Yeah.
it got nominated for a BAFTA too, right? Didn't it?
It did, yeah.
Well, what did you get to go?
Well, so I didn't get to go to like any of these award ceremonies. I
What?
fucking won the International Emmy. I didn't even get to go to the award ceremony.
Because of
But
school or?
no, man, because of COVID.
Oh my
I
God.
know, I
COVID
know.
ruined the world, man.
I did. Tell me about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was hard times for everyone, man.
Well,
It
there's
was.
going to be many more for you. I that was just a
Oh
taste.
well, yeah, I hope
Yeah.
so. I hope so, yeah.
But then, obviously it did so well for you. Then what kind of, I imagine at that point, then, because here in America, as an actor, I can tell you, and maybe it's the case for you, before pandemic, it was really, in person mostly. And then
Yeah,
if it's kind of last minute, you do a self tape. What
yeah.
did because of that movie and the awards, like, did you start getting offers at that point?
Yeah, 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 yeah. There was I mean, actually, I don't think I would have got Bring Her Back if it wasn't for Responsible Child.
Wow. So
Um,
was that one of the first things that came as an offer for you after that film?
no, no, it wasn't the first thing because I think it came out when I was 13. Then I did Invasion, and then like uh,
So let's maybe
loads of
start
stuff
with
in between.
Invasion and then we can work our way to Bring Her Back. So then, you know,
Mm.
obviously like streaming became a thing, and it was already kind of a thing
Yeah,
before the
yeah, yeah.
pandemic, but then when the whole world was sat around a TV stuck at home for 2 years,
Mm.
did your team start really sending you a lot of TV because movies were really only, unless you were going to play Spider-Man, that seems to
I
be the
I I remember getting a lot of calls being like, it's all either independent movies at the moment or scripts where they're casting but they're not shooting for
Mhm.
ages. We're going to see what happens. And then I remember I did shoot something called Crater, and we shot that in Louisiana for 3 months.
First
And
project in America.
it was, yeah, I think actually it was the first time I'd been to America.
Wow.
Um, yeah, yeah, it was
Good
pretty,
experience.
yeah, yeah. I mean, 3 months in boiling hot Baton Rouge,
Baton Rouge is a weird place in
and then
America, man.
also it being locked down as well. It's pretty
Yeah.
insane. So like, it was set and then home. I mean, there was
Got
no
it.
like. I think we did one time where we went to New Orleans, but and that
Even
was that was amazing.
yeah,
Like
New
that.
Orleans is a
That was,
place.
oh my God.
It's
And it
our
seemed.
Amsterdam.
Yeah, it seemed like a mini Mardi Gras was happening on that day because like the streets were packed and there was big parties and everything, and I was there and it was so much fun.
Wow.
Um,
And then at that point, when Invasion came your way, was that a tape or was that an offer?
That was an in-person audition.
Wow.
Yeah, and I went in and it was a workshop and there was like all the I think it was just before COVID hit. It was actually because when COVID hit, we were halfway through shooting. We had to stop for ages, then we came back and we all looked a little bit older, which wasn't good. But we 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 uh, we did this workshop, and there was so many kids in this place. Because remember, in season one, there's like 13 of us.
Yeah.
So imagine like 13 kids, and then also however many people are going up for each role. So there was a lot of people.
It was like a Harry Potter casting.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And I remember being in that, it was a basement. And I went downstairs and everyone was there and we were all sort of locked in this basement for like, you know, hours. It was actually hours because they were like, they wanted to find who was playing the characters that day. So it was like, don't let them go, just keep them there. And, people in and out constantly. And I remember we were all rehearsing this one scene, and like it was so funny because we'd all been assigned certain roles, but there would be like two Caspers or like, you know, four who did Paddy play? What's his name?
I know what you
Monty.
mean.
Monty, yeah, Monty.
Yeah.
Like there'd be loads of people. Anyway, we were all rehearsing this scene, and like people are getting really angry. Not me and Paddy. You know Paddy Holland who plays Monty.
Yeah.
We were just sat in the corner of the room, just having a chat, and we were just watching like what was going on. And I don't think we really wanted to be involved in it because everyone that was in that scene was just arguing with each other like constantly. And it was just like, oh, this is not worth it. And I wasn't even going up for Casper. I was going up for a different role.
Wow.
Yeah. I think I was going up for Kikaru. Oh, fuck. I'm so bad with names. Anyway, they saw me for that role, and then I was like, they must have been like, okay, go downstairs. I go downstairs. I'm back in the basement, and someone said, can you just read these and just tell me if you can you just come and do these lines and just see if you just try it. I was like, okay. So I go upstairs, and then we try the lines, and I remember I went home that day and they called me and they said, "Oh yeah, so you've got the job. You have Casper." And I was like, "No fucking way, that's great." And then I went into the same place and I met India, who plays Jamila, and there was another girl there, and this was to work out who was going to play Jamila. And we did this scene, and I remember the other girl was really good, like she was, very good actress, but India just fucking killed it that day. It was really really good. Even I was like, knowing I already had the job and everything, I was in there like sort of, I think she just there was a bit of improvisation and like it just blew everyone away, me as well. So I was just like, okay, yeah, she's definitely got the job, 100%. I didn't have a say, but yeah, I
Amazing.
just kind of knew.
And was that the first time in your life, maybe like, with your team having to like sign a contract that was going to kind of lock you into something, for a few
Yeah,
seasons?
yeah, yeah, and it was a big like sort of like, oh, should we
Yeah.
do that? Like I think it was like 13 to 18, so it was a long time.
Wow.
Um,
Did you know Sam Neill's work at all? Like, did you watch the Jurassic Park or
Yeah,
Peaky
yeah, yeah, of
Blinders?
course. I mean, you know Sam now. You've got
Yeah.
Sam now. Yeah. But I never met him until last year. Maybe
Wow.
was it last year? Yeah, it was last year. Yeah, because we were shooting in Canada, and I think he was in Canada, and I bumped into him in a lift, and I said, "Oh, you're Sam Neill," and he
Wow.
just didn't really look at me or anything, and I went, "I play Casper," and he went, "Oh shit, okay, you're Casper, okay, cool." But yeah, no, he's lovely.
What was it? It sounds like a lot of the stuff you did was period, and then obviously I know you had to pause and then come back in COVID. But after season one came out, what was it like finally having like a huge contemporary Apple show? Was that a cool experience for you?
Yeah, I mean, it was cool. Like, I it was so much fun filming it. Like, it was lockdown, and even though everyone complains about lockdown, and lockdown was shit,
Yeah.
it was still good because we made such like we were all best mates after that. Like, They
Yeah,
put
I'm
us in
sure you
a
guys were in a bubble
hotel.
together, right? I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah. They put us in
yeah.
this hotel in Manchester for ages. And like there was a massive golf course around there. And we never played golf, but like we would, just sort of walk around the golf pitch and the golf course and stuff. I remember there was a driving range and we did play that. Me and Paddy played that and I think Cash as well. But yeah, no, it was just such a such a good time on set. I remember, we were kind of like I'm enjoying lockdown. And also as kids, you could kind of like get things from people. Like if they were like, "Oh, they're in lockdown. Are they gonna need like a PlayStation or something?" And we were like, "Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, the golf course isn't enough, we need so there was that and then like yeah, just like really fun times. Fun times.
Love that for you, man. So deserved. Well, I mean, obviously, I know the pandemic kind of like made the whole world take a break from doing things in the physical world, whether it be concerts or theater. But I do know that you did some theater, right? Was that during that time or did that already happen?
No, no, this was before Responsible Child and stuff like that, I think.
Got it.
Um
Were you ever trying to go back there, like in the pen, like, because I know British, actors like theater. Was that a
oh
thing?
right, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It's definitely a thing. I think people are more uh I think as an English actor, you constantly have a real respect for people that can do theatre, but you actually also can't underestimate it. It's very hard. Like it's
Yeah.
really, really hard. And what I did wasn't like like it was a musical. It wasn't
The Old Vic or the
drama
Almeida or
piece. Yeah.
something. Yeah.
Yeah, but it was good fun still, and it was a musical adaptation of Big Fish. You know that.
Yeah, that Ewan
Yeah,
McGregor
yeah,
film.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So which I think was Tim Burton.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, 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 yeah. So that was really fun. It was really, really good.
What
Um,
as you're like shooting Invasion and you're done with that, and you're kind of like, at least speaking from my own perspective, being 13, 14, that's when I think and tell me if it's true for you, you start really watching like the real cinema, the Scorsese, the Paul Schrader.
yeah,
Did you start to kind of figure out who the auteurs were and maybe
yeah,
talk to your
yeah,
team about who you wanted to work with?
yeah. Well, you can say I want to work with Tarantino as much as possible, and I don't think it's.
You never know, man. He's still figuring out
Yeah,
what the next
yeah. I
one is
mean,
going to
they
be.
they definitely know. They definitely know that I want to work with those legends. But yeah, I think I'm kind of working it out now. Like I've never really like, uh, only now am I really like deep diving into film and like the artists behind that film and like, that's kind of happening in more recent days. So yeah, I mean, but when I was young, when I was young, I'm still young, man. I'm like, 13, 13,
Yeah.
14, like,
Yeah, but when you break in young, you're like 40 at
I
13.
think yeah, yeah. But when I was 13, 14, I think my dad and a really, really good friend of mine, um, called Jez, they were showing me movies at that age, I think. And like they love movies, so it was just like constant, and yeah, yeah. That's where I sort of, you, I think the more movies you watch, the more excited you get about making a movie. So
100%.
yeah,
What seems
there's
like
a piece of advice. You should watch loads of movies if you want to be, in the industry, I guess.
I love that, man. And I totally agree. Talk to me about like, did you know, literally pun intended, did you know the film Talk to Me? Like, were you aware of that team?
Yeah. So you remember I said I don't think I would have got Bring Her
Because of
Back.
Responsible Child?
Yeah. So Danny and Michael called me to be in Talk to Me because they'd seen Responsible Child, and I was like, no fucking way. Like,
Wow.
Raka Raka Boys are calling. I will be there. Like, I love their YouTube and stuff like that. And then I remember like reading the script, and I was like, oh, this is gonna be good. Like, it's gonna be really good. And I couldn't do it, unfortunately. But you know that happens. And then that luckily they called me back for Bring Her Back, and yeah.
I mean, it's such a crazy movie. I mean, it's literally mental. So,
Mm,
reading that script to then like, figuring out how you're going to shoot all of that. What was that experience like? Like echoing back to the responsible child, like a pure, psychological
yeah,
craziness. I mean, what
yeah,
was
yeah,
that a fun ride, shooting that?
yeah, yeah. It was what Bring Her Back.
Yeah, bring her back. Sorry.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Sorry, yeah. Um, I mean, shooting Bring Her Back was it was like it was one of the best, probably at this point in my life, the best movie experience on set movie experience I've had because everyone was on the same page all the time. If there was ever issues on set, which happens, like there's always fucking issues. But when if there was ever issues, people would just speak about it, and there was no like, you know, like status.
Chain of command
Yeah,
bullshit.
like
Yeah.
no, none of that. It was like
Yeah.
everyone was on the same level, on the same page, and it was just the best working environment, and also just so fun as well. Like there's so many stories and friends that have come out of that. Um,
I mean,
I
is
still speak to.
this is like a dumb question, but I gotta ask, like, for something that is so terrifying to watch, what's it like shooting it? Is it,
That's
like
not a dumb question. That's a good. Um, I think I mean like it was actually really it depends which scene. Like, you know,
Mm,
there's a really I'm not gonna spoil anything. I know it's out, but I still
yeah.
don't want to spoil anything. There's a I'm just gonna say, have you seen it? You've seen it,
Yeah,
I'm
I've
sure.
seen it. Yeah, yeah.
The
With Ollie, the scene you're talking about, or
shooting I'm gonna
yeah, yeah,
say
yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah. I
yeah,
know which
yeah,
one you're
yeah,
speaking
right,
about.
right,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
There was that day, and that was really fun actually because like Danny was just there was so much blood everywhere, and it was like it was just get no one cared if it got on them, and so like it got all over everyone, and it was just like there was this dummy of someone's face, it just got fucked up, like it was
Wow.
so funny. um and like it was just like you're watching it on camera and you're like, oh, and then you
Oh,
look at you just look to your left and you look at it in real life and you're like, oh, it's actually really funny. So yeah, but at the same time it was like it was dark, like we shouldn't.
yeah. I mean, talk to me about like jumping in the sparring ring with Sally Hawkins. How was that experience?
Yeah, man. I mean, like, what a person. Not even just an actor, like, what a person. She's just like so kind, but also just so like on it. Like, she just knows she's in the character. Like, I cannot, yeah, I can't really compare working with her with anyone else, and I wouldn't really want to. She's her own like fucking entity. She's so good, man. I think she's amazing. And so does the rest of the world. So
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
good. Yeah,
That's amazing,
but
man.
she it was definitely nerve-wracking. I was very nervous because she's so good.
Yeah.
Um, I was like, God, I can't. I don't know how
Did
I'm
you
gonna
see
do it.
Shape of Water?
No, I didn't. I haven't seen it, but she was, yeah, I mean, like, I do know that she won the Oscar for that, right?
I can't remember if it was that one. Maybe,
I
but
think
I
so.
think she got nominated. Yeah, it might
Yeah,
be. Yeah,
nominated. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
But yeah, like look, working with her was so much fun, and I was nervous, but then the first day there was a massive icebreaker. It was so good. Like I think me, Danny, and Michael were like, as you do, just dancing on some chairs and tables. And we had this music blasting, and we were just like jumping on the tables in this like really sort of professional sort of conference room, and we were just put in there to like sort of chat about the script and whatnot. But while we're waiting for people, we just put some music on and blasting it, and it got a bit crazy. Anyway, Sally Hawkins walks in the room as we're on the tables, and we're just like, "Oh no, like this is not good." Anyway, the music's still going, but we're just like, and then she just walks in and she just started dancing as well. And we were like, oh, you know what? This is great. This is really good. This is like, she's cool. So,
Oh man.
that was a brilliant icebreaker.
I love that. And obviously I know it's an American company, so I don't know how much in the UK if English actors care as much, but like A24, were you aware of how awesome it was going to be when it came out and the
Yeah.
work they would put into, releasing that kind of film?
Mm. Um, I like A24 are my favorite
The
production
best.
company, I think. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Like the movies they're releasing, it's like someone who works there actually cares about film. You know, they read the script and they're like, this could be really good. I believe in this, you know?
Yeah.
And they're so different, the stories, you know? It's like, so yeah, I love A24 and the fact that I got to work with them, even knowing before I'd filmed it, knowing that I was going to work with them, I was so excited. And I'm even now, I'm like, I haven't really come to terms with the fact that I'm in an A24 film, but
Yeah, and a
yeah,
mental amazing one, man. I mean, talk
yeah,
to
yeah.
I mean, you're a great actor. You're
Thank
18
you.
now, and you've so many amazing. I know we can't speak too much about it, but you got Invasion coming out. Like, what has been interesting you in the work that you're choosing coming your way now? There's some goals that you have that you would like to, you know,
Uh, yeah, I mean, I think for me, like sometimes I go on set, you know, and I'm there to do the job and I'm there to, you know, which is a good way to be, but. And I do it to the best of as I can. But then I actually think, you know, I just want to learn so much about not just my side of things, but like about the whole on set.
yeah.
Like every job, every role that a crew member has, I want to know more about it, you know. So I think for me, it's just learning as much as possible. Because I think if you can learn as much as possible, you're unstoppable. So I think yeah, I just wanna. That's my aim is to just keep learning, keep learning. You know, not just my job, other people's jobs. You know.
Do you feel pulled towards directing one day, maybe? Is that something you could see yourself
Yeah,
doing?
yeah, I do actually. I do. I think I'll be a very bossy director because I've done some short films with my friends where we've just written a little script and filmed it,
Amazing.
and like you know that's really fun, but. I take it really seriously. So like, you know, they'll be like, "Oh man, you know, it's like let's just fucking film it and then we'll go." And I'm like, "No, like we gotta get this." Like
Yeah.
I'm really particular about shit, and quite bossy. But I think you know, I think that makes for a good director. So
I
I
love
mean,
that, man.
Kubrick, he was, you know,
Mental, but amazing. 150 takes,
yeah, exactly,
I
yeah.
love that, man. Well, I mean, talk to me, man. Like what are there some things that you would like to, because like seems like there's so much you could do now. Like, I know you're in LA at the moment. Like, do you feel interesting in exploring some American filmmakers, or are you just choosing the scripts that you like?
Yeah, I mean, like, I think for me, it's if I'm sent a script, I'm obviously gonna read it, and I don't turn down much, but because really, I would just want to try everything, but I have to like the script. So it's not, you know, it's not necessarily like I want to work with this person and this person and this
Mm.
person. You know, there's definitely people I'd be like, yeah, I'd love to work with them, but I think for me, it's just read the script and if it's a good story and I connect with it, then that's my main thing, really. That's really what yeah.
Makes total sense. Billy, I've loved talking to you, man. This is a question that I've asked every actor or guest who's ever done this podcast. And you kind of mentioned something earlier when you were younger on set and you were aware of like how excited people got when they booked something. And it's no secret how crazy, I mean, just purely insane this business is. And for the actors and the people listening now that are kind of trying to break in or figure out like what they want to do in this business? For those listening, any words of wisdom you might have?
These aren't my words of wisdom, but I think they're very wise words and they've helped me. Um, when you go into an audition, right, know that the people in there want you to succeed. They want you to win. You're never, I think, I forget who said this, but it's so important because if you can go in there with a mindset like that, where you're never going to get a better audience than the auditioners, you because those are the people you're most scared of. But actually, if you in your mind know they want you to succeed because they want someone to you know play the role. They need an actor. So if you smash it, they're like, thank fuck he smashed it, so he can be in it. It's like you're never gonna have a better audience than that. So go in there with full confidence and just remember that. And it should just allow you to, all the prep that's now in your subconscious. It should just allow you to just sort of do it. And then all you have to focus on is what the other person is saying.
Amazing. Thank you for that, man. I couldn't agree more. It's great to be reminded of that. And dude,
Yeah.
you're amazing, man. You're a rock star. I'm so proud of you, man. You're doing great work, and I know
Thank you so
how
much,
many
man.
amazing things are ahead for you, man. And I mean this sincerely. Like when the next thing comes out, come back. Let's do this again.
Yeah, 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 for sure. Definitely, man. Yeah. I'd love to speak to you again. You've taken me on like a memory trip. It's really nice.
Well, this was epic. Billy Barratt, man. You're a legend, brother, and to be continued, okay?
Thanks, man.
All
Lovely
right.
to meet you.